Hey, welcome back to Producer Diaries. Last week we had a look at my drums for a cover of That's What You Get by Paramore, and trying to make the program drums sound a bit more human. While making the video, I spoke about one of my uni assignments where we had to emulate a song we liked. The whole point of that assignment was looking at recreating a recording and a mix from an artist we like, because when you're in the biz and people are giving you references, it's important to know why the references sound the way they are, so it was a good way of getting hands-on experience of looking into things in that sort of way. When I was planning on making this channel and coming up with ideas of what videos I could make, emulation and doing a project like this was one of the ideas that I had. Plus, with having to relearn guitar from pretty much zero, this was like a fun way to get back into the habit and the routine of playing much more often. And it just seemed like a fun challenge as well, so yeah. Today is going to be the least exciting part of the whole music making process. We're going to have a look at how Paramore actually made Riot, the album as a whole, and see what we can learn from that for our emulation. Riot, the album, was produced and mixed by David Bendeth, who is absolutely legendary in the alternative music scene, as well as working with Paramore. He worked with Bring Me the Horizon, Of Mice and Men, Asking Alexandria, and just many, many other bands in the scene. He basically shaped the sound of alternative music in the noughties and early 2010s. The album was recorded at his studio House of Loud, and obviously the whole Riot album was written by Hayley Williams and Josh Farro. One of the easiest things to look at to try and work out how to emulate a track is the gear that was used during the recordings. Everyone knows toners in the fingers, so the right gear isn't necessarily the deciding factor on why something sounds the way it sounds, but it is a good place to start when looking at trying to copy something like this. In this video, the making of Riot, Josh can be seen using a Gibson SG Standard to record overdubs for all the solos on That's What You Get. And later on in the video, Jeremy can be seen playing a 5-string Stingray, which I can't tell what song it is that he's playing, but it shows that there was definitely a Stingray in the studio while they were recording this album. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you probably have some sort of interest in Paramore's music, so chances are you've seen this video of David Bendeth talking about the Paramore snare.
Hit that snare.
Or at least seen a TikTok from the video. The snare on Riot is such an iconic sound. It's a Vinnie Paul signature 14x8, and at about a minute and a half into the video, David Bendeth says that he's pretty sure that this is the snare that was used to record That's What You Get. I'm not really a gear nerd, so this isn't my forte, but it was one of the easiest things that I could find information on about how this album was recorded. There isn't really much else from behind the scenes of this album. It was recorded and released in 2007, so long before making behind the scenes content for the internet was really a thing. So other than what I've already shown you and a behind the scenes of the music video being recorded, there isn't really much to look at for this song or the album as a whole. As for articles, there's even less, so from here on out I'm going to be running entirely on vibes. When I was at uni, the emulation I did was of Brick by Boring Brick off of Brand New Eyes. For that, I had a whole documentary about how the album as a whole was made. As for articles, Chris Lord-Alge, who was the mixing engineer for the album, he's very outspoken on everything he does, so I had 1,000,001 articles that I could learn from. So yeah, I'm off to go make some music. You can see that next week, so why not hit subscribe so you don't miss it. While you're down there, why not hit the like button if you like what you've seen, or there's a dislike button if you don't like what you've just seen. But yeah, hopefully I'll see you next week, so goodbye.